So Wuthering Waves just dropped one of their biggest updates yet, being version 1.3 The Black Shores. Now it's been a couple of days since the update actually rolled out, and it seems like a lot of people have kind of gotten used to the overall story and just the overall area. People have been exploring it, having fun finding new things, and also having fun building their new shorekeeper. But whenever going through the story, there has been a big conversation about whether it was good or not, and also whether the overall update was good or not. And it seems like from a couple of things that have actually happened recently, it's looking pretty good for Wuthering Waves. So in this video, we're going to be going through all the positive reviews that have been up for Wuthering Waves recently, and talking about how this will affect the game in the future, and how it will actually bring a more positive outlook to the game. But before I get into this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy it, and also go over to GamerSubs, use my code KAZO, where you can get yourself 10% off a ton of cups and tubs. I definitely recommend you guys go over there. They've got a new Pixel Cup event out at the moment. So yeah, go over there, take a look. They've got some other really cool designs too, if that's maybe not your thing. And yeah, just use the link below. But let's get back into the video. So first of all, there's this tweet from Naoshu saying Wuthering Waves is in the top position in Bilibili for the most trending topic. It basically means players are creating videos related to Wuthering Waves. So again, this is something really great to see. Now this isn't something based on rating, which is a little bit different to, the rest of the stuff that I'll be talking about in this video. But it is really good to see that there's a lot of Chinese creators out there making a lot of content on Wuthering Waves, and even more than games like Genshin Impact, who are in 4th and 5th for the PC version and the mobile version, I think that is. And also other games like Black Myth Wukong, which has been a very, very popular game recently, and Wuthering Waves has managed to, go on top of that. Now, obviously, a lot of these videos will probably consist of a lot of story reactions, build guides, and maybe even some exploration kind of tutorials. But it is really cool to see that the Chinese community are warming up to this game a lot more, and I think that it being #1 kind of proves how massive the Black Shores update has actually been, regardless of what you think about it. And obviously, Bilibili has quite the sway whenever it comes to the Chinese community. Obviously, people on there have a very strong opinion of a lot of gacha games. We've seen in the past there's been a lot of dramas sparking from this website to do with Genshin Impact, to do with Honkai Star Rail. And it's good to see that people are overly enjoying it. Now, if we do look at the actual ratings here, they do rate it a 6.5. Which I don't know if that means the video ratings or if it's just like the rating of the game. I will have to do some more research on that, but again, Genshin Impact's at a 6.3 and a 5.8, so I don't think it's anything to worry about. And it's definitely nothing to worry about, seeing there's actually been a development on the ratings on some English websites, and Ryuku-sensei actually put up a tweet as well. I also put one out a little bit earlier on talking about this, but pretty much he said, how did this happen? Wuthering Waves had a 4.8 on Google Play and a 4.1 on the Apple Store in Japan right now. So this is the actual Japanese ratings. As you can see, 4.8 and 5.1, exactly as he said. It's #5 in role-playing games, which again is very cool. And it's really hard to get this kind of rating. I mean, a 4.8 or a 4.9 requires a lot of, positive reviews and a, very little negative reviews, which again is really exciting to see. And obviously the previous score, Ryuku was saying it was around 3.4 to 3.6. But if we go over to the English version of Google Play, it gets even better, as it's actually at a 4.9 with 192,000 reviews, which again is absolutely insane. And it seems like a lot of this has been sparked by the Black Shores update. Because again, a lot of people may argue that, this just could be overall people enjoyed the game and stuff like that. But it definitely seems like an influx of reviews have come in over time and actually helped to increase this rating. Now, I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't know if it's going to go back down in a couple of days. Obviously, we've got some reviews here at the top. We've got a negative review here saying that it could barely run, and this was back about a week ago or something. And obviously a lot of people do have issues on mobile. I have talked about this. Some people just can't run the game because it is very graphically intense. Now, Wuthering Waves and Kuro Games have made a lot of fixes to the mobile version, and I think that's why we're seeing a lot more positive reviews now as well, because people can actually play it more smoothly on mobile. And obviously Google Play and the Apple Store and stuff like that is a mobile app store, so it makes sense that a lot of people have been playing this on their phones. And I think that, combined with the good story and overall good update of the Black Shores, people have been very excited and very happy. Now, if we go to the actual reviews and go to the newest, you can see that all of these are 5 stars. It says 1.3 keeps cooking, especially the sceneries. I'm so glad Kuro really listens well to the feedbacks of players. Keep going, Kuro. Hopefully you devs can still cook for the following updates of the game. That's actually a user who's got their name in Japanese, so I don't know if the Japanese rating is combined with the English one. As Ryuku's was on a 4.8, maybe his is just a little bit different, because they are very similar reviews. But again, we keep going. They say, masterpiece, keep cooking. I hope there'll be PvP in the future. Overall, the game is good. Now, I don't wish there's PvP in the future. That'd be a horrible thing. A lot of PvP in gacha games just ends up being a battle of the wallets. People just spend more money to get better, and it just becomes the worst experience on the planet, unless they find some way to kind of like neutralize it out. We keep going, saying Woo has top-notch gameplay, stories, and beautiful characters. 5 out of 5, best gacha game in the market, IMO. Just need to add great co-op modes in the future, then 10 out of 5. Cool. Really love this game. Again, you can see that all of these reviews are very, very positive, and they're all made around, you know, the 30th of September, and probably also a bit of the 29th of September as well. Now, obviously, some of these, you know, we have some people angry at, you know, the gacha system. Poor gacha system. I never won a 50-50. Again, people are just going to be mad at that, and I think that's to be expected in a gacha game. You know, people are going to be mad that they didn't get the character that they wanted, or that they didn't get something that they wanted, so they're going to leave a bad review on it. And I think that's the case for any game. I think we can see that with, like, Xenosaga Zero, you know, Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact, whatever. And as we see here, if we actually go, Xenosaga Zero is on a 3.9 with only 70k reviews, which, again, is completely surprising because I thought this would be higher. Obviously, this game has been, you know, very praised in the community for how good it's been, but it's only sat at a 3.9. Now, this is obviously to do with it being owned by Hoyoverse, and Hoyoverse, you know, the moment they get into any kind of drama, a lot of the community's response is to downvote this, you know, they're like, let's just review bomb it, do this, which again, I don't think is great at all. It's like the worst way of like getting your point across. But again, you can see the same with like Honkai Star Rail 2, which is sat at a 3.9, and I'm sure Genshin Impact is somewhere similar like this. Obviously, these guys got 404,000 views, and yeah, it just seems to be a popular trend of people just do hate on, you know, a lot of Hoyoverse's stuff just because, you know, they've done something wrong, and then they just review bomb it, which has nothing to do with what the company is doing at all. And I do think that's a very bad part of the community. Obviously, it does kind of mislead a lot of people into thinking it's a bad game, especially if you get it down low enough to like the 1 stars, the 2 stars kind of thing, because people do read reviews and do read like ratings whenever it comes to games, especially people who haven't even heard of gacha games before. They'll see this and go, oh, this is kind of a bad game, and then kind of avoid it. Which again, I don't think the game is actually bad, they're just mad at something that the company did. But I think for Wuthering Waves and for Kuro Games, 4.9 stars is going to be very beneficial, especially for a lot of new players coming in. As I said, they look at the ratings, they kind of decide whether they want to play this game. And I think that seeing a 4.9 stars, which is pretty much almost perfect, I mean, it's 0.1 off of being perfect, is pretty decent. I'd say a lot of people will be very enticed by this and very, you know, intrigued into what this game is about, seeing as it's got such high reviews and such high praise. So hopefully we do see a lot more people coming over to the game. At the moment, we're currently sitting on 5 million plus downloads, which again is absolutely amazing for Wuthering Waves. And hopefully we do see in the gacha revenue chart, which should be coming out literally today, the revenue going up for this. Now, I don't know if it's going to go up by that much just because, you know, we've only had the Black Shores update for like 2 days. And I've talked about this in my previous video. But again, hopefully a lot of these new players coming over and playing the game in the future will actually help us to boost the revenue just like overall, regardless of what kind of banners come out, regardless of what kind of updates come out. I hope that a lot of people will come over to this game, try it out, and actually stick around because, again, it'll be very beneficial for Kuro Games, and it will just be great to have more people in the community overall. And as for Bilibili, it's really exciting to see that it's very popular in the Chinese community as well. Obviously, the Chinese community have a massive sway whenever it comes to any kind of update in a game, or even just any kind of opinion in a game as well. We've seen it a lot with Genshin Impact and Honkai Star in the past. So hopefully, you know, we can see some more Chinese interaction with Wuthering Waves because, to be honest, for a gacha game that was made in China and, you know, usually is marketed towards China, it hasn't been as big as, you know, some of these other games over there. But I think it is now starting to pick up a lot more with that audience, and I think that's just really great for Kuro Games because obviously, you know, the Chinese audience usually are the bigger spenders and just the people who spend a lot more time in the game rather than us over in the West, which again, you know, maybe you're a person that spends a lot and spends a lot of time in the game, but again, not everyone does that over in the West, whereas there's more of a mentality to do that in China and places like that for whatever reason. I don't know why, but it just tends to happen, and we see it in the analytics whenever, you know, the revenue comes out. Yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. Do you think that Wuthering Waves is doing a good job? And what would you rate Wuthering Waves if you were to give it a review on Google Play or the Apple Store or whatever? Me personally, I would rate it, you know, somewhere about a 4.5, maybe a 4 out of 5. I think it's a pretty good update, and I think that, you know, it does have some stuff to be worked on, so I'm not going to give it a perfect score. But at the same time, I do think it's done a very good job with what it's got, and I think it's trying to improve the game, you know, more and more. And that's why I think it deserves a 4.5. But maybe you think different. Let me know down in the comments. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And also go over to Gamer Subs. As I said, use my code KAZO. You can get yourself 10% off a ton of cups and tubs. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.